Well, since we were here for the start of the season, things have not gone well at all. But it's time for some FA Cup action. Welcome back to Buxton 2.0. Yes, welcome back. Since we were here for the start of the season, the back-to-back 0-0 draws, um, it's not been good. It's not been good at all. We lost 3-2 to Barrow. 2 from Jake Williamson wasn't enough. Botswain getting 2 and Cropper getting a 90th minute winner to give Barrow all 3 points. Turkey scored in the 81st minute to win 1-0. Yeovil scored in the 70th minute to win 1-0. Barnet just tore us apart. 5-2 to Barnet, Bell and Turner Cook scoring. We also had a 5-2 defeat against Kidderminster as well, with Bell and Stewart scoring. So we've been shipping a few goals. Lost 3-1 to Boreham Wood with Turner Cook scoring for us. Lost 1-0 to Chester, 85th minute winner. Drew 2-2 with Boston United, 2 penalties for us, 80th minute equaliser. We did beat Halifax 2-0 though, 2 from J Turner Cook, and then lost to Grimsby 2-1, where we were 1-0 up with 13 minutes left. Mark Helm scoring both goals, including a penalty to give Grimsby the win. And yeah, we sit second bottom in the league, just 6 points. This is not a good season so far. You can see we fluctuated between a few different tactics, just trying to get the best out of the team. It hasn't been working. We have a new tactic for today, where a lot could rest on because we are in E with the board, and we've been getting the messages about potentially losing our job. We're still under an embargo, still going off on this takeover. That doesn't seem to be happening at all. I think it's glitched. But yeah, we've got FA Cup to focus on today. And yeah, apologies for that. A little bit of a cough going on at the moment. Transfer-wise, nothing particularly new in there. We saw everything last time out. Jake Williamson has gone back to Preston after his loan. He's a very, very good player, but I don't know. I don't think he was going to fit into the positions where we needed him going forward. Preston wasn't happy that he wasn't playing enough, so we brought him back. Apparently, I'm not at the match either. We are a couple hours early. I have no idea how I saw midday and thought it was kick-off time, but now it is. Yeah, FA Cup action against Scunthorpe, who are National League North. Sort of 4th in their league, so there's 4 places between the two teams. And we are going with a 4-4-2, but it's much more stripped back. There's next to no instructions on there. We've got Murray Jones in goal as a sweeper keeper. Stevenson's a fullback on attack with the instructions to overlap. So he will look to get forward a bit. Scott and Apaya both in as central defenders, 2 tall defenders. Gordon actually comes in at left back, fullback on support. Ahead of him is McCoy, winger on attack, so he will look to get forward as well. Blazic is centre midfielder. Collier is a ball winning midfielder, and Dixon, the winger on support on the right hand side, with Stevenson, say, overlapping him. Bell is a pressing forward. Turner Cook is the advance forward. We will see how we do in this game. We haven't picked any substitutes either, so let's quickly throw a few people onto the bench here. We'll stick Lewell on there as well. So yes, that is our lineup for today's game against Scunthorpe, which will obviously be a very, very tough game. They are a very, very good team, Scunthorpe, which I think everyone is aware of. But we need to, try and end this run of form. We're going to tell them to relax there and send them out that way. So obviously we did win a couple of games ago against Halifax, then played a very, very good side in Grimsby. Obviously we saw last season how good of a team Grimsby is. So they were always going to be, a danger to us. But it was just the whole season in general so far has been a huge disappointment. Godden with the throw-in goes to the feet of Turner Cook. Blazic back to Godden. He knocks one forward, which Evans brings down, goes back to his goalkeeper, back to Evans. Melhardo. Once again, there's not a massive difference between the two kits here. Turner Cook with Blazic looks forward towards Bell, headed clear. So when Scunthorpe are on the blue side, it gets a little bit confusing. Dixon had to bring forward, hits one from range straight into the arms of Rees. Decent opening salvo for us there. Let's switch this back to match momentum, please. Galsthorpe with the throw-in inside our half. Kelly goes back to Young on the halfway line. He looks forward for McLaughlin, who I think might have been straight offside. Flag has stayed down, though. Turner Cook can't bring the ball down. Ball out to Melhardo, who's got a man inside to the byline. Cross comes in. Kelly's header. Murray Jones spilt it into his own goal. Brilliant. Brilliant. What do you do when your keeper's making mistakes like that? It's a simple header to save. And he hasn't saved it. And Kelly, by the way, is a tall man. Considering we have two very tall centre-backs, he looks like a big guy. Blazic gives the ball away straight from kick-off. We do win it back, though. Bell to Dixon. Space to run into. Can he find a cross? It's blocked, but Stevenson back to Dixon. He can find a cross this time to Turner Cook. Instant reply. Instant reply. Just seconds after conceding. And, yeah, that is, exactly how you do it. I mean, it'd be a lot better if we didn't concede. But it's a cracking ball, and what a cross that is. Turner Cook rising the highest to fire the header home. I really should have got a glass of water before I started this. I really do apologise for the jump cuts, but I can't stop coughing at the moment. Lewis's free kick hits the bar. Scott clears out. So yeah, I should have got a glass of water before coming on, but I hadn't planned on recording this at this particular time, but I'd just been playing through and I couldn't end in this run of form that I was in. I need to see if this tactic is going to work. I'm going to tell them I'm far from pleased with that. Pyatt is nervous. He is going to come off for Mallon. We can't have centre-backs making mistakes and being nervous. Godden's going to come off for Monroe because he isn't playing fantastic. And McCoy also isn't playing great. We'll switch him with Dixon and bring on McConnell on that side. So all three changes made at half-time, with Buxton looking to get into the proper round of the FA Cup for the second consecutive year. We're going to go attacking here and let's encourage the team. Half an hour to go before a replay. Scott with a free kick short to Collier. Blazic now into the feet of Turner Cook. Turns out it's a good ball to Dixon. Plays it against his man and it's cleared out, but Stevenson wins the header. McConnell hits one from range. It's not far wide of the post there from McConnell. Decent effort. And time now starting to tick away a bit. 15 minutes to go. We're going to demand more once again. We're going to go very attacking. Melhardo, foot on the ball, knocks one forward, but Collier wins that, and then he's dispossessed. Blazic, though, keeps it alive, up towards Turner Cook, header clear. It's Blazic once again. McConnell. Great ball for Turner Cook. Get in. J. Turner Cook, that's a clinical finish. It's a wonderful cross from McConnell. Well worked goal, and it looks like we will have our second victory in 3 games. Yes, there's still 6 minutes to go, I'm aware of that. And yes, it's against a team in the division below us, but we've fought back from behind Turner Cook showing that at the moment he is in some decent form. 4 goals in 3 games for him. Free kick towards the back post. Scott's header hits the bar and it's scrambled clear by Evans out for a corner. And that is where Scott can be so dangerous, using his height. Corner comes in, Mallon heads, it's headed clear of Mallon. Lewis now with a free kick, 2 additional minutes. An equaliser here would surely mean a replay. Towards the back post, it's headed clear. Santos, though, could hit this. It's looped up, headed clear by Scott. Blazic gets it further away, and Bell brings it down. If we can find a switch here, there's a man in. Instead, he plays against Lewis, and McConnell comes out with the ball. Chips out to Dixon. Back to Monroe. Forward once again towards Turner Cook, but he doesn't get there. Monroe once again in for Turner Cook for the hat-trick. Gets it. And we will be into the hat for the next round. No, we won't because it was disallowed. Okay. But with 10 seconds left, we've given the ball away. Fortunately, we just about get away with that one. It was an offside. Very poor distribution for Murray Jones. And we may have got away with one here. It hasn't been the best performance, but a victory regardless. McConnell is dispossessed. We're just waiting for that full-time whistle to actually blow. Stevenson with the throw-in. McConnell dispossessed. Redding now. Taylor knocks one forward. We're still playing. And that is full-time. We are into the next round of the FA Cup. We'll see how... I don't think he's offside there at all. They've stole a hat-trick away from Turner Cook, but we don't care. We've won anyway. It's a bit of a relief. It is a win. Hopefully we can build on this tactic now and keep going forward and start getting some results in the league now. I think even though it's very, very early days in the season, we're going to need a miracle if we're going to be up there in the playoffs again this season. So mid-table is now the aim. We do have Solihull Moors coming up in the second part of this episode. So we changed our mind, we skipped the league games, we've come back for the FA Cup. We're away against Newport, who are, I believe, bottom of the league above us, League 2. They are indeed bottom of League 2, not having a great season at all. So 2 very, very poor teams playing against each other. And in the league games in between, we were just as poor. Back-to-back 3-1 defeats against Solihull Moors and Fylde Sandbell and Turner Cook scoring for us, and then a 3-0 defeat against Gateshead. So 10 goals conceded in 4 games is atrocious. There's no way to put it. It is atrocious. We have rotated a fair bit, trying to give players that haven't played a chance. They haven't impressed. Nobody's really impressed, and now we come to this FA Cup game against Newport in very, very poor form. Newport, however, just as bad as we are, really. It's not good looking for them either, is it? So, there is a chance, just based off that. And this is the team that we are going with today. Murray Jones is in goal. Lull comes in at right back. Scott, Collier and Monroe at the back 4. Dixon and McCoy on the wings with Rowe and Blazic in midfield. Bell and Turner Cook up top, and it's considering whether I move Rowe over as that deep line playmaker instead of Blazic, and I think we are going to do that. Switch them 2 round just before kick-off. Let's see if we can get into the second round of the FA Cup. I'm not expecting much because we're just such a bad team at the moment, but like I say, the only hope is that Newport are just as bad. So there is a chance. We are going to tell them that nobody expects a result here. There's no pressure on anybody. And there's still a lot of players that are unsure, which, is understandable given the run that we've had to start this season off. We were against a team that is nearly 24 places above us. Football League opposition, they're full-time, whereas obviously we're still part-time. So, yeah, there is a lot that is going against us in this game. But you can see fitness wise, they're not in the best position. Obviously they've got the Papa John's Trophy competition, which you could see on the schedule page. They've had a lot of games thick and fast. McCoy's corner comes in, headed clear. Maffa brings it down. Nobody further forward, but he's bringing it into our half completely unchallenged. Blazic gets a foot in there to win the ball back. Dixon, little back heel to Lewell. Scott could maybe look forward here instead. He goes out to Lewell. Here's Scott once again. Blazic with a bit of space. Out for Dixon. That's a decent ball. That Dixon beats one. Into a crossing position. Finds a cross towards the back post. McCoy knocks it down. Turner Cook with a touch. Second touch. And has somehow beat the goalkeeper from there. It's a ridiculous angle. It's a great goal. We have the lead 18 minutes into this game. It was a lovely goal. It was patient at the back. Great ball out to Dixon in the end. Cross was perhaps a bit too deep, but McCoy wins the header. Couple of touches, giving himself that room, and keeper really has been doing better with that. Clips the post on the way in. It is 1-0 to the away team. It's 1-0 to Buxton. And yeah, when you look at the match momentum just above my head, if you can see it, you know, we have had the momentum in this game. So we need to go and make the most of it. Take our chances when we get them. Monroe allows to beat a couple of players. McCoy goes back to Collier. He goes back to Moreau and gets it straight back off him, and a little, you know, couple of 1-2s between them. Blazic now getting involved in this triangle. Monroe down the line from McCoy. It's a superb ball. There's a man in the centre, if you can find him, checks back instead. Monroe, Blazic has space. Rowe has even more space. Hits one from range, and that would have been an absolute worldy of a goal had that nestled into the top corner. 5 shots, just a one on target, which was the goal. So yeah, this is what I was saying, you know, we need to make the most of the chances when we're getting them, because Newport, you know, if we give them a chance, they will score. We do go in at half-time with the 1-goal lead. I want to tell them the shooting hasn't been good enough. And Rose lost confidence. We will tell you I'm happy with you so far. That's made him nervous. I'm not quite sure how well that is, but we'll send them back on out there. Long ball forward from Holgate, and there's nobody in our half for Newport. Here's Rowe with a lot of space, and it's a wonderful ball to Bell. It's out wide, chipped one in, and it's a poor header, and it's a great save from England from Turner Cook. Reaction save to just get his hands to that and keep it out. That was a huge chance there for us to go 2-0 up. And Newport get away with one there. It's shabby defending, such a poor header. It's a great save from the keeper. Dixon now looks to bring it forward. This possessed by Wood, but Lowell picks it up, chips one over the top for Bell. Great take on the chest, and it's another good save from England in goal. And we will make some changes before this corner. Bell will come off for... Shall we bring on... No, we'll bring on Leighton Stewart. He's going to need the minutes and the confidence that could potentially come here. Charlie Gray can come on for Rowe. And we will take off Collier for Appiah. Keep fitness up a little bit there. And give us a couple of, you know, big centre-backs for these corners. McCoy to deliver. That was apparently it. Okay, free kick this time. McCoy delivers towards the back post. Header clear. Dixon brings it down. Finds McCoy. It's a great ball. McCoy 2-0. We should now be into the second round of the FA Cup for the first time since we have taken over Buxton. 2-0 up. And I want to know where this team has been all season. Where has this team been? We've been wonderful in this game. Yes, Newport are a bad team, but even against the bad teams in our league, we haven't been good enough. We did switch back to the initial 4-4-2 that we was using for the past couple of seasons. And yes, Newport are tired, but we've looked wonderful. Dixon's corner towards the back post. Header clear ahead of Scott. Blazic though. Appiah. There's a couple of people gone down, but referee says no penalty. Monroe takes it out wide. In for McCoy. Back to Monroe. Cross comes in towards Stewart. Just wide. Decent effort though. It remains 2-0. And yeah, we look good at the moment. We do look very, very good. Cross comes in from Newport, headed clear. Gouda from the edge of the area, it's blocked. Keeper claims well. And I want to give them some praise. Keeper quickly looks downfield, which should run straight through to England. And you just know we're going to concede. Now I press praise. We're going to praise them for conceding. Appiah to Lewell. He looks forward, asking a lot of Turner Cook, and obviously he doesn't get there. Dixon switches it out wide, beats his man. Can he find a cross? He goes short to Stewart. Stewart pulls across for Turner Cook. It is 3-0. And we are turning on the style in this game. Hopefully, this is going to do wonders for our morale, the team confidence. This is such a good performance from us. Dixon is having an incredible game on this right-hand side. Clever balling for Stewart. Stewart unselfishly squaring it for Turner Cook to tap home his second of the game. And yeah, we're running away with this game now, and there's still 25 minutes to play. And we get 5 substitutes. I keep forgetting that we get 5 substitutes. So Scott will come off for Mallon here, and McCoy switch with Dixon and bring on Terrell Works. See what the young lad can do there. Parkinson with the free kick towards back post. Holgate completely unmarked, and Harrison Holgate has a goal back with 20 minutes to go. It's very, very poor from us defensively there. He's completely unmarked. It's a good header to go back across the goalkeeper, but yeah, defensively very, very poor there. And unfortunately, no clean sheet for us. And that was their first shot on target of the game as well. That makes it, even more disappointing. But when you look at that match momentum, we have completely dominated this game. We will win 3-1, and we will be into the second round of the FA Cup. And I'm going to tell them, that was as good as it gets. Give them all that praise. Get that confidence high. What a result that is. Technically, an unbeaten episode. I know we've lost 3 games in between the two, but yeah, what a performance that was. Wonderful victory for us. And we now go into the league to face Maidenhead, who are struggling as well. There's a chance this could be the start of something good this season for once. An actual run of games, maybe. 36 grand for that as well. Turner Cook will give him the praise for his 2 goals. And in terms of the next episode, it has to be the FA Cup second round, doesn't it? So that's where we'll come back for the next episode. At the moment, we'll do the FA Cup and the FA Trophy. Obviously, if we win the FA Cup, we'll see what happens there. We'll just see what's happening all around. But that will be where we come back next time. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.